Hey, and welcome back to GravyFlips, where we flip video games, collectibles, and furniture in order to make some extra money in our side hustle. My name is Brian, and if this is your first time around, I'm a full-time teacher, but I have been a reseller for the past 13 years, 7 or so years doing it pretty full-time in addition to having a full-time gig. In this channel, we spend time going over furniture, collectibles, and video game collections or bundles or hauls that I bought, and I talk about how I got them, how much I spent, how much profit I expect to make, and especially with the collectibles and the video games, I normally go through each individual thing, talking about how much they're worth, and just letting people see for collectors and reseller value what there is out there to be found and potential profits to be made. And before I get started, I just wanted to remind everybody that if we get to 250 subscribers by the end of the month, I'm going to be giving away this Sega Dreamcast Marvel vs. Capcom game. So if you want to be in the line for that, on October 31st, I will be spinning one of those roulette wheels to see which comment username gets to win the game. I'll ship it to you on my dime. This game is worth about $60 to $70, and I would love to give it to one of my followers. Again, the point here is to make a community where we can all talk about things that we're buying, things that we're collecting, things that we're reselling, just so we have a great place to share all of our information and we can all learn from each other. Let me show you what I got today. I bought everything that you're seeing behind me on Sunday of this week, a couple days ago, for $75. So let me get into this amazing haul. We have almost 90 games and 2 consoles to talk about. So let's get started. Okay, my lovely GravyFlips crew, let's get into this show. Everything you're seeing here, as I mentioned in the other clip, I spent $75. I drove 25 minutes to get it. This is something that somebody posted on Facebook Marketplace. I did not have this as a response to the ads that I run saying that I purchase video games and collectibles. This just happened to be something I picked up in the wild. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Nowadays it's really hard to find collections like this. You have to be refreshing Facebook like every 5 to 15 minutes if you really want to get something, especially on Sundays. Sunday seems to be the hottest days. In short, let me go through some of these games. We got The Shield, Twisted Metal Black, The Punisher, 3 Mortal Kombat games, which I'm bundling up to, let me zoom in for you, to sell as a bundle for around $30. I've got 3 or 4 Guitar Hero games that'll sell in a bundle for about $30 to $40. I have God of War, which, believe it or not, is actually selling for about $25 in its condition. There's Simpsons Hit and Run, which is close to a $50 game. There's Evil Dead, which is worth around $20 to $30. There's a game down here called Primal, which is about a $20 game. The Onimusha games, I'm sure you guys have seen these. They're pretty common to get. If you can get 1, 2, and 3, as you can see right here, I have the other one. You can normally sell these for like $30 in a bundle. In addition to that, I have another Guitar Hero game. I have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And here we have a bunch of lower dollar games like the Dance Dance Revolutions, the Writing Star, the game called Gun. I have Tomb Raider, Onimusha, SpongeBob, Metal Gear Solid, and a real gem that actually came out of this. If you don't know about this game is actually worth about $100 to $120 if you have it complete. I was excited to find that. My wife actually figured out the value of that. However, we opened it up, no disc. So we have the case and the manual, but unfortunately we do not have the disc. So this itself would have paid back everything that I paid for the whole lot, but unfortunately it's not there. So I can get around $20 to $30 just for the case and the manual. In addition, we got these 3, 4, 5 Grand Theft Auto games. Yes, there's a repeat, but you can still bundle those up and do pretty well. I got the most valuable game on the PlayStation 2 list. I got Barbie Island Princess. This is the rarest game of them. I'm just kidding. This game's only worth about $8, but I wish the value would have spiked now that Barbie movie came out. Maybe they'll make like a PlayStation 2 Taylor Swift game that'll be worth millions. We got this Armored Core game, and Armored Core, all of them are typically worth at least around $20 to $25. This one is complete, and the Armored Core 3 game sells for about $50 to $60, which is always something good to be on the lookout for. In addition to that, I can't remember how much the Suffering works. For some reason, it's in the back of my mind that it's actually worth something. I haven't sat down and ran the numbers yet. I'm just doing all this off the top of my head. But there's definitely some value in this horror game over here. I talked about this game a few weeks ago. Siren is another horror game. Typically on the PS2, any game that's like a horror game is typically the one they're gonna sell for the most. Siren, I gotta change the case for it, but it seems to have the manual and a poster in there. And this game sells for about $40. I got the original Grand Theft Auto. I think this was part of the collector's edition, but maybe not. But this actually sells for about $30, $35, and it's in pretty good condition, and it has the map with it. So I'll probably ask about $30 for this with free shipping. But one of the really good games that we got in this was King's Field 2 for the PlayStation 1. This game, I was actually pleased to find out, sells for about $100 complete, and it's in really good condition. Why don't you check that out? So I don't expect to lose much money on condition for this, but the PlayStation 1 games that are left over here are your more common titles like NASCAR, Golden Nuggets, Jeopardy, Monopoly, Gran Turismo. Nothing really special over there, but the collection did come with 2 PlayStation 2 consoles, and each one of those sells for about $80 to $90. One thing I want to let you all know, there's around a 50% return rate right now for PlayStation 2 consoles. I don't really know what's going on with them. I'm actually going to start avoiding them. Literally 50% of the ones that my wife and I, we bring home, we actually test them. I promise you, I would not sell a console that I have not tested personally because I don't want to pay the return shipping. We've gotten around 50% returns in the past like 2 months that we've been selling these, so I'm actually going to stop going after PS2 collections unless I can make money on just the games. And since I paid $75 for all this, these consoles, you know, I could just sell them for parts, but I'm really getting sick of eBay in this game that I think a lot of buyers are playing by just doing the bait and switch, or whatever you call it, where they buy your console and they ship you back theirs that doesn't work. It only seems to be happening with PlayStation 2s. Nintendo consoles don't get returned. Xboxes really don't. It really is just PlayStation 2 consoles. I don't know if they're getting damaged, if the discs are going bad, if they're getting damaged in shipping. I have no idea what it is, but it's absolutely frustrating that this is going on, but I'll save that complaint for another day. Let me give you one last little panoramic view of everything that we bought for $75 on Sunday. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the video that I posted, the 2-part video I posted yesterday and the day before, talking about a multi-$1,000 collection I bought for $400. That included me going through a guy's recycling bin for precious vintage boxes. Let's get to the fun part of the video. Okay, so this is the part of the video where I talk some numbers about this collection. I added everything up, and one thing I do when I get a bunch of common, around 100 or so to 110 PS2, PS1 games, is I'll put them in an auction, the lower value games that are worth like $5 to $10, and I'll give it a 3-day auction on eBay. And I normally get between $200 and $300, so I'm going to calculate that into my math here. But for this part, I spent $75 on everything behind me. I have an estimated profit of about $810. That includes the consoles and some accessories that I have in the other room that I didn't put on the table, just keep it nice. When I subtract the $75 that I spent from the $810 expected profit, that gives me a total net for this video game collection of $735, which is pretty good for one little collection. Let me tell you about the furniture that I've picked up and sold in the past couple days as well. So, in terms of furniture, yesterday I dropped off a washer to a guy, and on my way back through I stopped because somebody asked me to pick up a China hutch, and somebody actually messaged me on one of the couches that I had listed on Facebook, which is pretty funny. Happened to be somebody that I knew from middle school, but regardless, they know that I pick stuff up for free. It's all about networking, right? And they messaged me, and I went to the house and I picked up the hutch absolutely free. And when I got there, they also said that they had a fridge that when they bought the house, it was there, and they just, it was too small for them. They had a nice stainless steel one, so they ended up giving me the fridge as well. And I listed them this morning, which is the next day, and the China hutch sold for $200 about 50 minutes from my house. So that was an easy $200. And believe it or not, when I was done delivering the hutch, somebody had written me and met me at my storage unit to pick up this fridge for $75. So that means I was able to sell $275 worth of stuff in one day from one stop. And what you're looking at in this video is exactly how long it took me to pick this up. So again, if you are trying to earn some extra side income, don't be afraid to get into furniture. You're only going to need a couple storage units, a dolly, a trailer, and you can pull most trailers with just a small SUV. Get yourself a nice $200 dolly and start getting your name out there that you'll pick up furniture, because there's real need for people to deliver things for free to people, and that's how you can get some serious side income. Now the video games and collectibles are really hard to get. When I add up what I earned from the video game collection at $735, if I add the $275 that I made from selling the furniture, that gives me a total of $1,010 for today's sales or unexpected sales in video games and furniture. That's some serious extra cash to have. So I know I just said this, but hey, make sure that you're checking out other niches and other areas in which you can develop your collecting or reselling muscle, because there's money to be made out there. The world is just waiting for somebody to go out there and make it. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of GravyFlips. Don't forget to subscribe and to write Marvel vs. Capcom if you want that giveaway. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.